Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to wherever you are in the world. I'm Balforg Gaming Bullfrog, and I welcome you back to the A10C on our first campaign mission. Right now we are tasked with destroying some artillery. In the last video we set up our run by marking all of the targets, making them easy to switch in between. I'm just double checking the guidance of the profiles of our guided bombs, seeing if everything is set to CCRP primarily. These are GPS guided bombs that we have, CBU 105s and GBU 38s. They do not need the assistance of a laser for guidance, only a accurate sensor point of interest. So we look down here, and this is where we just last had our TGP looking near our ally. So I'm going down here to set it to mark point and set our HUD to sensor of interest, soy, and I'm going to change from change to mark point E. That was the anti-air. And now I'm going to slave all sensors to the position. Now, something was interesting here. It didn't exactly slave to where the AA was, but then all of a sudden it just snapped over there. So there was something weird going on there, but we just care that we have this in our sights. So notice we are 6.7 kilometers or nautical miles away.
Warning,
missile
autopilot.
launch from behind us, and I don't know by whom, so I'm going to check who's out there, see that there is a silhouette, and want to make sure that that's not an Su-25T that cheekily snuck up on me. But it is not, so I swing back around so that we're facing our target. We don't really necessarily care about a missile launch because it doesn't look like we've got any hazards in the air. I haven't seen anybody call out bandits or pop-ups, so I think we're okay. So I switched a TGP over to the left-hand side and made that soy. Then I made it SPI and slaved all to SPI. Now that I've done that, I'm going to make the Maverick our sensor of interest. Use China Hat forward to zoom in and force correlate with target management switch up, short. Once the lock was acquired, we rifle. Now you see that he engages at this point. The missile launcher is ready from the back of the vehicle, and I just maintain fixture on it. And then engage my autopilot to look at the aftermath. Now I did a stupid thing here. I should have just turned around and gone back the way that I came to set up for another run. But look at that, beautifully done. The Maverick's missile hits true, and I can safely engage that group of artillery with a bomb dropped from high altitude. I would not at this point go in for gun runs. However, you could do a little bit more meticulous cleaning up of aerial forces, or air-to-air forces. AAA. Words are hard today. So, if you clean up more of the AAA on the ground, you might be able to go in low for low passes. Now that I see the AAA up here, I'm going to... This isn't AAA, this is artillery. The self-propelled guns are lined up, still firing, and we need to take them out. This was our task assigned So we circle back around, just keeping an eye out on certain elements around the battlefield, checking for missile trails behind us. I think what caught my eye over there was the plume of smoke near the near the far runway. So now that I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable, I can scan around and I can see that one of the artillery has already been taken out. So I'm going to center the cluster bomb over the densest area of vehicles. So here is what the HUD looks like in CCRP mode. So the circle in the center of the screen is your where you want the target to line up with the vertical line. Those two arrows in the center of the circle indicate range to target. So that leading arrow that is more clockwise than the trailing arrow will creep up to the top of the circle, and once it's at the top, you'll see the inner line of the circle start to retreat. At that point, you can hold down the weapons release button and wait for the munition to drop. I attempt to shift my bomb over to another place, but by the time that I line up for the shot, I'm well out of range, too close to have dropped the bomb. But we do have the other CBU-105 ready and waiting in case our first bomb is a failure. So in attempting to move my, slew my TGP over during the bombing run, I did lose the targets. So I'm just going to look at the ground to see the result of my bomb. And if you look at that small river, the leftmost river, there's a little bend in it, and just now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 explosions, now a 5th one. That was my CBU targeting the 5 vehicles in that area that it could reasonably see. And I confirmed the results, and it looks like the only thing that left standing was one singular artillery that we now need to either deal with ourselves or wait for one of our allies to deal with. And now I just received the mission success. All primary forces have been destroyed. You may continue to engage targets of opportunity or RTB.
No further tasking available. Thanks for the support.
Now this right there, Hog 1-1, abort, abort, abort. That freaked me out. So I kind of set myself to get the frick out of there. But once I collected myself a little bit, I called JTAC for my 30-minute update.
I have AGM 65D, AGM 65H, GBU 38, bombs, GBU 12, Mark 82 air, CBU 87, rockets, 2,300, cannon. Time on station is 0 plus 30. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
Now, I look at this and I find that these are incorrect callouts. I do not have any AGM 65Hs, I don't have any Mark 82 airs, and I don't have any Mark 87s. I've changed all these in the options menu. But I'm passing pretty much right overhead of the airport that we need to return to. And I just saw a I just saw a call out for an enemy bandit there, so I decided, you know what, I'm not going to risk being in the air anymore. I'm just going to drop altitude and land. So that was my first real problem, is, you know, trying to land from this angle. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this does not go well. I power on the ILS system here, but unfortunately I'm not sure how to reach the navigation page that allows you to figure out the number to dial into each airport. So without that information, which is somewhere in the QQ, I essentially give up with doing ILS landing, and I'm just going to do it with the good old-fashioned Mark 1 eyeball. So at this point, I commit, for lack of a better term. You know, point the nose down, roll over, and see if we can slow down in time. My track IR got a little bit funny there, so I apologize for the jump around. But now we've located the runway, just need to get to a low enough altitude, and should pop those air brakes way sooner. Because now that I'm at 344 knots, they're having a hard time opening up. So reducing engine power significantly, again, another thing that I was slow to do. Frantically calling JTAC, just because, you know, I feel bad just disobeying protocol. Lower my gear here to now that we're at adequate speed. Helps slow down the aircraft a little bit more. I think that I panicked a little bit and forgot how well the A10 brakes, and started getting real slow. Started getting real slow. You could see it dropping 160, 150. I think if I had turned off the air brakes here, I would have been fine. But instead, oh, it said check landing gear there. I thought that I hadn't put them down, maybe.
Speed brake.
Oh boy, you can see that vector is dropping even further. Oh god, oh, just barely made it above the threshold of the lights. Apply more speed brake, get this plane to drop back down. We're almost halfway down the runway. Ooh, bit of a heavy hit there. Ooh, another bounce. But we get the front wheel down. And I don't even believe that we popped the tire. So, as badly as I butchered that landing, the A10C is a rugged baby. And will definitely take care of you. Just turning back on my nose wheel steering at this moment, letting the brakes kind of get us to about 50 knots. That's a fast taxi speed, which I prefer. It's about the fastest speed you can keep this nimble and agile, so it's good. Or no, I'm crazy that it just does not go below 50. This is absolutely not 50 knots. But I have had it where, you know, it just ticks up above 51, 52, and that's about as fast as I would ever take it. But nice and slow, bringing it back into the taxiway, because we want to end this mission with a good quality plane, just to feel good about it at the end of the day. Stopping on the line. And now what I'm just going to do is turn off the engines and turn off the battery and the generators and the fuel pumps. Everything else, you know, leave for the ground crew to reset. open the cockpit, and there you have it. So I thank you for tuning in, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take care now.